So I was going to do this differently. I was going to do this in two parts, one tonight, one tomorrow. But you know what, I have time before work, and I realized, it just makes more sense to do this in one video, because otherwise someone might stumble upon one side, not the other, and think I favor that side over another. So, this vid is going to be about sexism towards women and sexism towards men. First I'm going to do sexism towards women, because ladies first. Now, you'd have to be pretty blind not to see that there is a problem with sexism in modern society. I mean, I go online a lot and I see people making all sorts of jokes like, women belong in the kitchen and, um, you know, make me a sandwich, that kind of stuff. And, it's not right. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of these people are just trolling, looking for reaction, but, it's not right to make those kind of jokes. I myself try to stay away from making any sort of joke towards a specific group of people that I myself am not a part of. That's why I'm able to make jokes towards the French, because I'm about 25% French. Did you hear the French war machine collapsed? It's because their white flag factory burned down. Badooch. Anyway. So yeah, there's a huge problem with sexism towards women in today's society. I think one of the biggest ones I've heard of, one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest issues that I've ever heard of, is probably one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Is a woman being blamed for her own rape. I mean, that's just horrible. This horrible, horrible thing has just happened to a woman, and then someone says it's your fault that this happened. And when you think about it, it even goes further than that. It doesn't even just insult the woman. It actually just insults everyone. It's that stupid. Because by a man actually saying that, it's actually the man saying about himself, I'm just a stupid animal who can't make decisions on my own. I saw you dressed that way, and that was it. We are cognitive beings. We can, choose not to do something. We don't act on impulses and instinct anymore. We are highly evolved. So saying that is just a slap in the face to everyone. It's just stupid. Another thing I've thought about a lot is the similarity between chauvinism and chivalry. Now, I'm not saying as far as morals go, I'm saying as far as actual actions. Because if you think about it, say a person holds open a door. Is that person insulting the woman or honoring them? It could be either. A chauvinist might hold open the door for the woman, and so might a chivalrous person. A chauvinist person, the difference is, it's the same action, but a different thought process. Now, a chauvinist might be doing it, would be doing it because the woman is fragile. She might not be able to open that door on her own. Whereas a guy might be doing it, as a chivalrous guy might be doing it, simply because a woman shouldn't have to open the door for herself. That's the beginning and end of the thought process. I mean, there's all these different actions that, can go either way, covering a puddle with a coat, pulling out a chair, not being seated until a woman has sat, all that type of stuff. I mean, there's also, as far as that whole women are fragile thing, that's not even true. That's a stereotype. Actually, they've done a study, and proportionate to body mass, women have a stronger lower body, legs and whatnot, and men have a stronger upper body, on average. So, yeah, a man with a roughly proportionate body mass to a woman would, on average, beat a woman at arm wrestling. But the same woman would beat that man at leg wrestling. So there goes that. I mean, even the arm wrestling thing is not true all the time. My aunt beat a Marine at arm wrestling. He was never the same after that. She beat my ass. that wasn't even close. But there's all this different stuff. Body image. Women, people are just bombarded with this visual and advertisements and stuff, and Barbie dolls. You're supposed to have this perfect figure and it just leads to all these problems like all this eating disorders and stuff, anorexia and bulimia, and it's just not right. And probably one of the biggest problems with that's prevalent is it's most prevalent probably in my generation right now is the people playing the game, and you all just lost, by the way. But hate the player, not the game. It's people going around and just sleeping with as many girls as possible, like they're keeping score, and then just throwing them out like trash the next day. It's just disgusting. It's not treating them with any respect. It's disgusting. It's not right at all. Um, Another one that I've thought of. Not a lot of people even think about this. I don't think, because I mean it's prevalent in mainstream, media actually aimed at women. But I mean, in my opinion, it is sexism towards women. I mean, think about it. Think about it. This plot line where there's a girl and two guys, the love triangle, two guys, and the guys are beating the hell out of each other over a girl. Thing is, though, if you're fighting over someone, you're not viewing that person as a person. You're viewing that as a prize to be won. I mean, think about it. If they're a person, they have a brain. They can think for themselves. They can choose who they want to be with. And if you love someone, you should let them choose for themselves, because you should be happy for them, no matter who they're with, as long as they're happy. And that's pretty much what loving someone is about. So I mean, I don't get why that's not complained about more, but I don't know. But I mean, there's all these problems with just general inequality towards women. I mean, just think about it. It's not even been 100 years since women gained the right to vote. I mean, that's just sad. It was in the 1900s. They already had early cars, I believe, and women didn't have the right to vote yet. I think it was in like the 20s or the 30s. So that centennial is still a ways off. That's I mean, the nice thing is, they made a lot of progress in a short period of time. Since then, they made all these sorts of progress. I mean, they get pretty much equal pay. They have the right to vote. They they don't have to stay home with the kids. They're not expected to so much, and it's great. That's fantastic. But the sad thing is, there's still a long way to go. I think, at least as far as attitudes go, and that's horrible. So now I'm going to talk about, that's pretty much it for the sexism towards women. Now I'm going to talk about, sexism towards men. Not nearly as publicized. And it does exist. I'm going to challenge you with this. I want you to think of sitcoms you watch. Now I challenge you to name one where the leading female is the dumb comic lead. I'm sure there's tons of them where they have supporting characters who come in as like a dumb blonde a couple episodes. But I want you to think of one where the leading dumb character is female rather than male. Did I just blow your mind? No, think about like Family Guy, American Dad, The Simpsons. All have these really, really, really stupid men. And that's the comedy. But even like think about like Big Bang Theory is an interesting one that I've thought of, because the interesting thing is that as far as actual IQ goes, the male leads are all these geniuses, and their neighbor is this average intelligence girl. And they're not saying that she's stupid. She's not portrayed nearly as dumb as like American Dad or Homer Simpson and stuff, but she's just portrayed as average intelligence. Now the thing is, even though there's this difference in IQ, most of the point and laugh comedy still comes from the male roles, even though they're geniuses, due to their eccentricities and lack of, social abilities and stuff like that. They still seem really dumb as far as like social behavior and stuff compared to the female lead. Now, yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean, the dumb comic lead could just as easily be the female role, but if it was, there would be rioting in the streets. I mean, there's all these stuff. There's a stereotype. In some cases, it's true. Most stereotypes do have an iota of truth to them. That, men are just stupid, muscle-bound sex fiends. Yeah, that's fantastic. Um, well, as you can see, I'm not exactly buff. Uh, I'm rather intelligent. Um, Definitely not a sex fiend. But there's all these stereotypes. I mean, think about it. If a do you know what the likelihood of a man who is falsely accused of sexual harassment in a workplace being able to disprove his charges is? Very, very, very low. He's gonna probably lose his job. Any woman can pretty much say he touched my butt and just get a guy fired. That's not cool. That's not good job security. I mean, think about that. I mean, and there's that huge thing where they say, you know, men can't get raped. Yeah, that's a huge stereotype. Men can get raped. There have been many, like female teachers who have taken advantage of male students. And I mean, think about when if a man gets sent to prison, not only will he get raped, but people will think it's hilarious. Can you try putting that concept towards women? Try to think of the concept of people finding the rape of a woman hilarious. Think about how offensive that is to you. That's what happens if a man gets raped in prison. Now, I personally think, especially if he was in there for like raping a woman, then that's just karmic justice if he gets raped. But it's not really funny. I mean, it's the guy getting raped. It's not awesome. But yeah, there's all this stuff going on with men. I mean, it's there's this one thing. There are women who are completely sexist towards men, just like there are a lot of men who are sexist towards women, unfortunately. Now, I think the source of it is different, though. I think the men that are sexist are generally it's because of the upbringing in the culture. I think, unfortunately, whereas women who are sexist, it's usually because something happened to them. I mean, I'm sure there are women who hate men for no good reason at all. But I think mostly due to the society we live in, it generally happens because something happened to that woman, and then she puts it on the whole other half of the gender. Like, say she got cheated on or she was raped. Which is a generalization. It's stereotyping. It's saying this guy did this to me, all guys must be like this, which isn't fair. It's not fair. Because there are guys like me who go out there and, it's not even our gender, and we go out and fight for the rights and good treatment of these women, and then we get these other women who just say, we're dirt. We're monsters and stuff. I mean, I was cheated on by a girl with 5 other guys. None of them knew what was going on either. I had the distinct pleasure of informing everyone of what was going on. That was as far as I went, as far as retribution. But I don't hate women because of it. I don't think that all women are disloyal or all women are going to cheat on me or lie to me. I mean, I would just be stupid. It's a philosophical flaw to think that. Um, It's just a generalization, is what it is. It's just, it's that that kind of person who just hates men. You know, it's no worse or better than a man who hates women. It's, no extreme is better than another extreme. It's either side of the median. It's bad. I mean, people are equal. Humans are humans. Uh, no matter, we're all the same. Gender, race, creed, color, religion, sexual orientation, all this stuff. We're all human. So I don't understand why we can't just, treat each other with the respect we deserve. And it's what I don't understand. It just baffles my mind. I don't get it. But I'll keep trying to make it happen. And who knows? So that's pretty much what I have to say on sexism towards either gender. So I'll see you all next time.